Hello, internet.
Hello, world.
Hello.
Hello.
www.whatsup.com.
Oh,
You can join us right here.
Okay, I'm sending the Discord message.
oh, yeah.
Woohoo.
We'd be stretched.
Really? I try to adjust you more. You want to be... Well, I was trying to keep your guitars in frame too. Which makes it a
Oh,
little
you can
hard.
do.
Sure. Wish I could have two Discord windows open at the same time. Can you?
Says,
lying
do you
about
like
needing it.
yourself better now? But
Oh,
you're
yeah.
too big.
It's an important question.
Much better. Yeah, existential, but I respect it.
Does anyone else feel too stretched? Anyone else need adjustments?
Thank you for accommodating.
Dude, the one that Michael always forgets is he forgets to flip me the other way. And so I'm always like facing the wrong way.
Pop out chat.
Hi, Kaiju Kittens. Welcome. Good to see you again.
Hello.
Hi,
What's-
Harek the Ginger.
What's up? I'm
Hello.
gonna type and talk.
Type
what's-
and talk.
Up. What account am I in? Look at me. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to our chat room.
Welcome.
Hello.
I sent it out. I sent out the ping.
Oh, thanks for the follow.
Go.
Consent.
Was that Horizon Man? Horizons Man?
Mm-hmm.
And first time chat. Hello, welcome. And first time chat from Undulant Badge 7. Welcome in.
Hello. I'm typing and talking.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're so talented.
It's incredible. I can't shut up.
LAB.
LAB. The lab. Hello,
Hi,
Meepy.
Hi, Meepy.
I know.
Do, do, do. Do, do.
Let's see.
I have to tell my husband to go get my drink from the bottom of the freezer so it doesn't explode. I hope he
Yeah,
sees
I'll
that
take
message.
one too.
Yeah.
I don't even want him
Yes,
to bring
it
it to me.
does.
I just want him to make sure it doesn't stay in the freezer. I've exploded so many drinks in the freezer. Working and watching, that does count as being awesome. Thank you for tuning in.
Mm-hmm. Voyagers TV. Coming at you.
Undulant says they love Voyagers of Nera so far. That's so great. Are you playing in the alpha or did you play the demo recently? Oh, welcome to the chat, Unknown Sims. Loving the game. That's so awesome to hear.
Now you are known, Sims. You are known to us.
That's true. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Katerina. Awesome. We'll probably get started in just a few minutes. We wanted to kind of like start a little early, let people filter in. Ooh, tangerine vanilla sparkling water.
Vanilla
that sounds
sparkling water? Oh, man, that sounds incredible.
Good. Well,
Coffee.
Inoki knows.
I drank a whole French press yesterday. I'm going to drink a whole French press today.
Wow.
Hi. I have problems with coffee.
I may have to interrupt you.
Hello, Anuba. Good to see you.
Grab some tea. You have time. Go, go, go.
Go, go, go. Oh, what flavor of jerky are you snacking on, though?
Ooh,
I'm a
good
big
question.
beef jerky fan. Love jerky. Actually, have you ever had venison jerky? It's also pretty good. Teriyaki's a good flavor.
Maybe I've venison jerky. we're not gonna go down this road. This is gonna turn into a jerky stream really quick.
Yeah, and we don't want to be mean, you know.
Oh my god. Yeah, wait, you have a symbol on the background back there?
Yeah, you have a rim shot?
We were just admiring Billy's setup actually right before this because we don't normally get to see this much of his camera, but now we can see all his cool setup.
Hello, chat.
Asian seasoned chicken with fresh Caesar salad today. A lot of food. Sounds good too.
I know, it's lunchtime. First time chat from Mind the Blep. Hello. Also, you've been so active in Discord. So good to see you here. Oh, gochujang on the avocado toast. Yes. Or spicy chili crisp also.
Solid.
Wait, Meepy, did you end up getting the food? Did you go to the wrong address to get your food? He said he ordered food to the wrong address.
Cry. Awesome note. We're just at like the 5-minute mark, so let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with a little bit of who's who. And actually we have a first-time Treehouse around the stream. She's been behind the scenes for a while, but is finally making her stream debut. Cheery, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Cheery. I'm the marketing and creator lead here at Treehouse. It is my first time actually being on stream with the camera, despite having streamed in the past. I'm a little nervous, but hopefully we'll get through the whole creator program and any questions that you guys might have about it today.
Sandbagging.
So, yes.
We've got an expert. Awesome. And then we have some returning Treehouse members, Ben and Billy, who are really awesome. Billy, do you want to reintroduce yourself?
Whoa. What is up? I'm Billy. I am an audio designer, game designer, and composer for the game. Work a lot alongside these wonderful people. I had the privilege of writing a bunch of the music that we'll be talking about today.
Awesome. And Ben.
It's me, Ben. I am a designer, sound designer, music person. I do a lot of that work here at Treehouse as well. I'm in the Discord. I've talked to a lot of you. Hello, everybody. Excited to chat about some of the work we're doing.
Awesome. And if you don't know me, I'm Steph. I'm the producer at Treehouse, and I kind of handle a bunch of different stuff, including like playtesting. I'm in the Discord all the time, helping you guys out with that. I also help with like what the team is focusing on at a given time and when our delivery dates are. So I handle a lot of that kind of stuff. But I think we talk a lot, so I'll go ahead and skip to the content. Cheery is going to be talking to us today about the creator program. A lot of people have been asking about this, have been really excited to dive in and help share the game and bring it to their communities. So we have some really awesome updates for that. Cheery, okay. I'll probably follow you on the Miro board if that works for you.
Sure. Yeah, that works.
Let's go.
Is it following?
Yes.
Okay. So for our creator program, I know a lot of people have been asking about this, how they can get involved. We had it for December when we launched our demo, and then we also had it for our next fest during June. Main goals for our creator program is to reach new audiences, to empower our creators who already play the game, to have a good experience, but even a better experience by knowing what is coming and having a little pre-play, like a experience playing the game already before they stream it to their audience. And also, most importantly, building relationships with our creators to feel empowered for our bigger beats in the future. So we previously have done it where we had just a Google form where you can sign up. During our demo, it was around like 250 people that were interested in playing the demo and getting like a playtest code to get early access to it. And then for Next Fest, it was around 60 people. So 60 people streamed from our demo on the actual day that we launched for Next Fest. So it was really exciting to see that. And we're excited to launch it for early access again. I need a lot of help with naming our creator program or calling our Voyagers. So if anyone has any good ideas, that would be great. We came up with just like pioneers of Voyagers of Nera or like echoes, which is what we call our characters in game. But if anyone has great ideas, feel free to shoot them in chat. Yeah, echoes?
Voyagers of Nera. I like
Yeah,
it.
that's what I wrote. Voyagers of Nera.
How many before can we go? How deep does it go?
No idea, but yeah, that's just something that I've been working on. And then for creators that are really familiar with getting free keys and paid campaigns, we've partnered with Lurkit. For those that don't know, Lurkit is a platform where you can get a lot of free keys and paid campaigns as a creator. So games like Aloft was on there. Sea of Thieves was on there. They have a lot of their programs just on the Lurkit platform and quests that you can sign up for. And those quests are paid campaigns, something that we are exploring for the first time. We've been organic throughout this entire time, but for early access, we decided to put a bit of our budget into quests. And also kind of rewarding our creators for making content. Yeah. So if you're curious about Lurkit, you can type exclamation mark. Actually, I'll just type it Lurkit, and you can see the campaign Voyagers of Nera early access, and you can sign up there. But you have to connect your accounts, your like Twitch account, your YouTube account, all on there so that they have your data to find campaigns for you. But this is ours, so stay tuned for our quest, which will be opportunities to do paid campaigns. Most likely we'll be just streaming on the day of September 16th when we launch, and maybe a couple shorts and reels that will have like talking points about the game. It'll be super helpful and super easy. I will make sure that it's super easy for you to create content about our game. But this is how the backend kind of looks like. It shows quests, paid campaigns, and then keys, organic campaigns. So what you're signing up for is, right now at least, is the keys. So it's exchange for keys for content. So you're basically saying that, oh, we'll create content about the game in exchange for a key. And 2 people have signed up already. It's Sarah Vera. I don't know if she's in chat today, but and Fibrodad. They've requested keys, and all I have to do is go on the back end and approve them. And then that makes it really easy for our team to give keys and also creators to get keys. In addition to that, we have the Google form, which is what we've used for the demo and Next Fest. So if you type exclamation mark creator. Oh, you signed up from the Google one. Yeah. You're fine if you sign up for the Google form. The Google form, I've only posted it on our Discord, so it's more for our playtesters, community members, and people that have already signed up for our previous ones. It's more for our community to kind of, who aren't familiar with Lurkit, to discover Lurkit. So from the form, I will message and email, send your emails to direct it to Lurkit. Yeah. Hemsmen and women of Nera. Creeps on the team.
You know, you got to represent both sides.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's true.
Where are creeps at? Come on.
Yeah. Stalker talkers.
Oh, we need to do a vote campaign.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
Horizon
the form
had a
basically.
question. Oh, you got it?
Mhm.
Sorry, I was
Oh
muted.
no, which one?
Do we need to do the Lurkit if we've already done the Google form and have the title in Discord?
Yes, preferably. Well, I will. If you do the form, you don't have to. Yeah, if you do the form, you don't have to because you're already part of our Discord.
So if you just have the island creator role, I think in Discord, that doesn't necessarily actually do it. So you need to either sign in the form or on Lurkit, right, Cheery?
Yes.
Great.
Yes. Yep. Okay. And these are just examples of our previous ones that, people have, a lot of creators have participated, and super grateful for everyone here for even using our little templates as well. Okay. Onto the cool stuff. So what are the perks of the creator program? You get key with a S, keys, for giveaways, highlighting creators on our login page, which is something new and really cool. Steph was working on this, so shout out to Steph. We will have a featured content creators, and you can click on it, and then it will be a Notion page with your name and then info about you. And then Steam page video rotation, we're working on the video that is that stays on our Steam page, and we'll rotate like through videos. I'll put some clips and of creators. And then for the early access, this is the most important part, is probably the early access to the build, which is from September 9th to September 16th. You will get notified whether you are in the program by September 1st. You will get access to the devs, obviously, through Discord and through chat here. You'll have a support network within Discord of other creators and myself and Steph and Michael, Twitch drop campaigns, and creator spotlight in newsletters. Yeah. Lantern raid. Do we get a raid?
We did. I was gonna interrupt you at some point, but you're deep in
sorry.
it. I didn't want to derail you. But yeah, thanks for the raid, and welcome all these first-time chatters from the raid. So awesome. We are for those just tuning in. This is the Voyagers of Nera dev stream. So we are developers on the team making Voyagers of Nera, which is a seafaring survival crafting game, and we're talking right now about our creator program that we're spinning up.
Okay. Onto Creator Kit. So this is things that you will find useful: Twitch overlays, trailers, social media posts, logos, overlays, music, creator videos, clips, game footage, screenshots, and fonts that we use. We'll be coming out with a new trailer for our early access launch, so stay tuned for that. But there will be a lot of footage for you to use for any content that you'll be submitting if you plan to do the quest portion for Lurkit. So it should be very easy. And for early access, this is the exciting part, which are Twitch drops. We've covered it in our past streams about which drops we have, but the Twitch flare is coming back. It will be a watch to redeem, which is the purple firework that you get to use in game, and it's open to all creators. We will have a stone skimmer, which is watch to redeem, which is also open to all creators. Steph, we've shown this before, right?
Actually, I think this is the first time.
Oh.
Ooh, exclusive.
Woohoo!
Yep.
Oh, it looks way cooler in game.
We almost showed it last time, but we were like, wait, let Cheery do it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, we'll be having a stone skimmer. It looks way cooler when it's in action in game, but this is just a screenshot. If we're not Grace asked, if we're not a major content creator, can we still have access to the creator toolkit? Of course, yes. We'll make it accessible. Yep. Yeah.
Well, also sub hype train.
Thank you,
wow.
Keller.
Yeah, thanks for the subs. Wow, thanks y'all. That's awesome.
Thanks. Wait, did you guys see the new sub badges? Okay.
How do I see those? I'm a Twitch boomer. I don't know how to see anything.
Just type in chat.
I don't know what to do.
If you're a Twitch boomer, I don't know what that makes me. I'm a Neanderthal.
I'm just trying my best.
Okay. For the second item, it's a stone glider. This one will be sub to redeem. We are partnering with a couple creators, still finalizing that list to have sub to redeem. This will be during also September. For a lot of creators and streamers, you know, this is the best time to be streaming because it's when subs are on discount. And yeah, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And then for the community playtest reward, we have the Booty Scooty statue and then the Ocean Spirit Tapestry, which was both shown before. Yeah, you have to gift a sub for that one to one of the approved channels. Approved channels TBA, TBD, but yes. Yep. So important dates for the creator program. September 1st is when you should be expecting an email outreach. The 9th to 16th is when we have our creator and press early access preview. And then September 16th is our early access day when the embargo lifts, when you're supposed to post your content, stream on Twitch. Thank you, Tasery, for the Prime sub. And September 19th to 21st is our first big weekend. So that's another time slot to stream. Yeah. Shout out to Nexus Cupcake for this Booty Scooty statue screenshot. But yep. So ways to help us. Help us share the game, please. Everyone. I know everyone's been taking, yeah, please. everyone's been taking screenshots and sharing it in alpha screenshots, but it'd be super helpful if it is on social media as well. We love to retweet, reshare content, so hashtag Voyagers of Nera and at Voyagers of Nera. Especially Reddit. Reddit has been great. Even in our own Reddit or like, channels that are related to us, like indie dev, survival gaming, etc. And share with your friends.
Awesome.
And
Also, thanks for
then-
the prime sub. Live, love, tie.
Ooh,
Wow, so many subs
so many
today.
subs.
Wow. Oh my god,
Horizon
another
Man.
one. Wait, we have just
We
hit a
subbing.
level 2 hype train. Wow.
Wait, save it for
Hi.
September.
Whoa.
Save it for
Bam, bam, bam.
Wow.
hype in
Oh my
here.
god, thanks, y'all.
We don't have like the sound, so I'll just do them. Bam, bam, bam.
I'd say
Okay.
too, another way you could help us share the game is if you have ideas for things you'd want to see from Nera. If you want to see like I want to learn more about this place, or I want to see like it'd be great to see this kind of content. Like it could be good for people to suggest like ideas for things that they'd be interested in us sharing. Right? That's kind of a nice like I think participating in what would be interesting to them, and then they can share that.
Mhm.
Yeah, join the
Mhm.
Discord. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, Discord,
Like long
Steam
form-
forums. We have a feature upvote
Mhm.
board too. Tons of ways.
Long form content as well on YouTube.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, we will have Gleam campaigns, giveaways, Lurkit quests, all coming in the upcoming weeks. So stay tuned for that. Definitely looking to also gift subs. So if you're streaming our game during September, maybe we tune in and hopefully catch your stream.
Oh my gosh.
That
I
is
know
the end.
This Michael picture is unhinged.
Oh yeah.
There was
It's-
one
it's
question
exactly
from Meepy that says, so you have, for the glider, you have to sub to a partner on Twitch to get it. And yes, I believe you have to sub to an
Mhm.
approved content creator during that time.
Yes. Yep.
Let's
For
see
the glider.
any other questions?
You're in the alpha already, but who is the best to reach out privately about something? You can message Voyagers of Nera on Twitch. I think you can send a DM.
That's true. Or if you want to DM in Discord, you could Discord me as well, which is just TH Steph, I think, is my name in Discord.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Awesome.
Any questions?
Yeah, any more
Any more?
questions about the community community rewards, creator campaign, any of that stuff?
Now, is this just for people who Twitch stream, or can basically anybody participate who wants to like take part in this?
Anyone that creates content.
Okay.
Yeah, it's basically a key for content. You get a key if you can say that you have like certain amount of followers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That you can participate in.
All right, starting my career right now.
Yep.
Big question. Any Halloween special stuff? No, I really wish though. Maybe we'll find a
spider.
way to work that out. I mean, yeah, the spider's kind of like,
Spider.
if you imagine it.
Always Halloween in my heart.
Yeah. Unknown Sims asks, so YouTube and TikTok is okay as well?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yes. We love TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels.
Yes, the Twitch Purple Flare is back for a Twitch drop.
Yep.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, well maybe if there's no other, well if there's questions later in the stream, obviously ask them and we'll get to them too. But maybe we start to kick it over to Ben and Billy to get into our second topic, which is music. So I'm gonna switch my stream feed real quick. Hold, and then Let me adjust this a little bit. It's a little wonky. But hopefully now you can see these 3 awesome webcams, and now my webcam's gone. Haha. You guys are exposed, and I'm not. I think I got a little cut out. Unfortunate.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Yep.
Well, oh my
That
god,
one
there's
was
so many
called-
notifications in the chat.
We're setting a new record. I don't know what that means, but I'm excited
I
about
know.
it.
Yeah, we are. We're setting a new record. for most guitar played on a Voyagers of Nera Twitch stream.
Yeah. I can only imagine what that sounded like coming through this microphone.
Yeah.
There's one more question, actually. Just one last creative question. Do you have numbers, viewers wise, that will be a requirement for being considered for the creator program?
Yes, on Lurkit there is, but that's because it's a wide range of people that we haven't encountered before. But if you fill out the form, the Google form, we will see if you've like partook in playtests and whatnot before. Like it'll be based on merit.
Yeah, more lenient.
More lenient. Google form is more lenient than Lurkit.
Awesome. And then I see Hack the Ginger already has a music question, but maybe we'll hold that one a little bit while we talk about the music, and then we'll do a Q&A kind of in the middle or near the end for that part. So Ben and Billy, you ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think
Hello,
you guys
everybody.
should be
I
on.
think Ben's going to kick us off here.
Yeah. I'm Ben. As I was introduced earlier, we do some sound effects for Treehouse. We do some design, and we also write music for Voyagers of Nera. We write it through our sort of subsidiary Hitbox, which we also work through. We've been working with Treehouse for a long time. I think music was kind of how we first got wrapped up with Treehouse games. I think we did some early trailers and then sort of doing sound effects and working together. So I think what we want to talk about today is sort of like really high level, what the story of how the music came into Nera, how we approached starting things off, what we wanted to like prioritize, and then I think we'll listen to some early sketches maybe of like ideas that we had, and then maybe look at one of the sessions that we did for trailer tracks. So that's kind of our loose meeting plan. So first things when we thought about writing for Nera is basically it was always the world that was going to be the most important thing.
I guess, Ben, do you want to be sharing Miro or anything? Are you meaning to share a screen at all?
I'm not meaning to share a screen, but I can if I need to.
There's just art on the board, so I wasn't sure if you were meaning to talk over that. But you can do whatever you want.
As long as you want to follow me along, I'll be on the Viz Inspo.
Let's see if I can pull that up on the stream. Yes, I think I'm there. Yes.
Thank you. So I think when we started writing, it was really like, it's kind of a story of your character, but it's also kind of a story of this world that you happen into. And so we wanted to kind of use Nera as the primary like reference point for what the game should sound like. And so luckily to do that, we have an insane art team with Mitch doing our concepts and Andrew providing a lot of visuals, and Kyle is laying stuff down, and Mina's doing layouts. And so we had a lot of really strong reference to basically start to pull out things. And so we would look at concept art like this, as Mitch was every, I don't know, couple of days or so, he'd drop a new painting, and then our Slack chat would just go, ooh! And we'd all freak out over how incredibly talented he is. And this was sort of the palette, I think, when we first started out with what this world should sound like. How did this? So, like looking at these pictures, Billy, like what stands out to you? Maybe if you're giving your sort of like musical opinion about these, like what were some of your early thoughts with stuff like this?
I think I was just like, wow, there is so much sort of beauty and mystery to this world right off the bat that I was very intrigued. I was very intrigued about the possibilities of what players would experience, what the backstory was. And there's like this interesting like sense of it's almost like a little bit bittersweet where there's like some, you're longing sort of to understand your purpose as an echo, but you're also like trying to survive and kind of understand more about the world that you come from, things like that. And so I think like this image right here really kind of like said a lot to me. where it's just like there's a whole world out there in front of you and so many things catch your eye in the background. And it's like we wanted to potentially try to creatively capture that in the music, while also supporting the gameplay. So I think that's kind of where I left. I kind of like left looking at these pictures and was inspired in that way. Yeah, I think there's an interesting thing. I don't know. I still coming in here.
Yeah. Ben.
Okay.
Oh, is Ben gone? Is that what happened?
Ben might be gone. Yeah.
R.I.P. Ben.
Yeah.
Did warn us.
Yeah. He's been having
Yeah.
some computer issues.
It's very, very flattering.
That's true. It could be a lot worse.
But yeah, so I think just to continue things on while we try to get Ben back, I think there's a lot to do. You have the underwater component, you have the fantasy component, you have the sort of like mythological, magical component. And so it's like there's just a lot to work with there because of our awesome creative and art director Mitch, with all his vision for things and like how he wants things to look in the world that we all build, because Ben and I are also on the world building team. So we've helped to combine a lot of the vision and story of the game, and luckily are able to directly tie that into the other things we do, like sound effects and music and things like that. So a lot of great inspiration there. So I think we can move on to the next column. Do we want to try to...
Ben, are you with us? You're back.
Ben,
I am. I'm back.
Ben back? Okay. So you asked me a question. I answered it. And I just want to ensure you that it was a great answer. And I
was totally with you. I think you and I felt exactly the same way, which is basically there's a lot of beauty in Nera, but there's also a history and kind of a sad story that lies at the heart of it. So I think from the beginning, we knew that our challenge was both to create something that felt really like warm to be in. And this, has a sense of majesty and a sense of just like looking out into like Yosemite Valley, or looking out into these sort of like really captivating and beautiful spaces. But at the same time, making sure that we can weave in what we wanted to is this sort of sense of something happened here, something maybe not so great, and playing with the bittersweet, which is really, from a musical perspective, is really fun because you get to like, it's not all one note. The palette that you get to play with has a lot of different emotions. And so I think it gives you a lot of optionality with what you can do from a like structure standpoint. But I think it also comes with a unique challenge, is how do you sort of, the game has a lot of, there are places that are just exclusively beautiful, and there are places that are also exclusively sort of somber. And so we have to kind of build a machine and build pieces that will fit each of these moods. It was, I think, had a lot of breadth, but it also creates a lot of interest for us as the writers.
Yeah, ton of potential there. So I think as we were starting to understand more about the world and how we were going to approach music, we're thinking a lot about other games that we adore, other soundtracks outside of games that we really love. And I think some of the things that hit us really early on were the Valheim soundtrack. Genshin Impact has these like awesome, just very dynamic music designs to them, where things happen and come in and out and in, and it's very grand. Horizon Zero Dawn just has so much character and flavor. Finding Nemo, it's kind of an interesting one, but I think there is, being a stylized world, there's a lot of sort of like there's a little bit of like playful intrigue, especially with some of the characters and things like that. So it's understanding how to pull from some of those maybe like less obvious resources that are adjacent. I think like Thomas Newman we're big fans of him. He's done a lot of great uh, scores for films and things like that, and so it's just there's sort of a plethora of things to pull from where we ended up saying like, okay, based on all these things we like, based on the game that we're all trying to make, how do we tie these things together into a unique voice for Voyagers of Nera?
Yeah, agreed. This is such a fun stage in coming up with a soundtrack for things, is the reference gathering stuff, because basically you just get to paw through like what makes you feel this way, what has made you feel that sense of adventure, that sense of looking out over a canyon, that sense of
Mm-hmm.
history to things. And so we
Yeah.
created this gigantic playlist where it was just everybody was throwing in inspiration, and we
Mm-hmm.
were collecting like um, interesting instrumentation. Oh, that was a cool change there. I really love. I was actually playing the game and I had this song underneath it, and it gave it this really interesting flavor. And so we, compiled this gigantic Spotify playlist that kind of served as like our like playing field, and it's
Mm-hmm.
also helpful to define the edges, right? Because you can you find a song that this is a little too far. This is maybe too bright. It's too happy. This is too sad.
Yeah.
The palette of this isn't quite right, and you can kind of find your
Yeah.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Which then, when it comes time to write, you sort of know what to listen for. And if you hear a certain instrument or you hear a certain BPM that's too fast, or you hear whatever, you've kind of, I think, in a way, trained your ear to get ready for like, okay, we decided that's kind of off the table.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even our last note here is, I remember we talked about not wanting to be quite so like, this isn't prescriptive. Like, even though we have these references and we have these kind of loose rules that we've set, we want to allow ourselves space to break the rules,
Yes.
if it makes sense. Because that's always, I think, in the process of writing, you can set out with a plan and set out with, we think we're going to do this. And usually you'll be right, but there are always these really like, I think there's some of the best kind of discoveries where it's something you thought couldn't work, or you thought wasn't possible, or you didn't even know existed, and all of a sudden an instrument or
Mm-hmm.
a style comes along that is so weird or interesting or inspiring that, even though you hadn't planned for it, you said we weren't going to do this, it just
Yeah.
works so well
Yeah.
that we want to be able to incorporate that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Mhm.
think you pull these inspirations, but these people are doing incredible things in their own way, and I think that that's the awesome thing about inspiration is that it's something to push you, maybe like Ben said, establish the edges, push you in a certain direction, but it's never going to come out exactly the same
Mhm.
because of all of your experiences, all of your signatures, and the way that you write music and the things that we want to try to achieve for the world. So I think it's like, we have all of these things to sort of like get us in the ballpark. But once we're in the ballpark, we're playing our own game. And I think that's what makes obviously creative aspects very, very fun for us.
Yeah, I think a good strategy often is to, you do this reference session and you listen to a lot of this stuff, and ideally you can do this in like pre-production, where if you know, okay, we're going to start writing in like 3 months, you
Hmm.
do this early, and you basically prime the pump with a lot of this material, and then you cut yourself off, and
Yeah.
you basically don't listen to any of this again,
Hmm.
and you let your subconscious do the work of start mixing things together,
Simmering.
and
Yep.
blurring things and getting things
Hmm.
wrong and misremembering stuff, so that when you kind of start to write, you're the human element of like, it's not quite that, it's this plus this, and it's everything's a
Hmm.
little blurry, and so it comes out in kind of your own voice. It's almost the same way, I think I read
Yes.
something about how like some actors learn a script is they read it like 20 times, or they get it memorized like crazy, but they do it well before the shoot, and then they just stop looking at it, so that
Yeah.
basically is sitting way back in your subconscious. um, but you have enough knowledge of it that you can grab it as you need it, but it's not so close that you're kind of like dictating or doing it exactly. It's got a nice distance between the source material and kind of what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So I think, yeah, um, once we had our music inspo,
Mhm.
we sort of like, we had our edges. We wanted to kind of establish some pillars about the things that made the music for the game unique.
Yeah.
The things that we wanted to sort of adhere to are sort of a musical mission statement, if you will.
Mhm.
Um, and I think these are sort of the things that we touched on.
Yeah, this was, I think, a lot of these phrases probably described a lot of the music that inspired, and they described a lot of the visual inspiration. So I think the first thing that we really wanted to get right is the space of everything. This is I think designing music for an open world game is a particular challenge.
It is,
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
when doing If you're doing a linear story, you have much more control over where the character is going to be, what the like pacing of the moment is, what should the music do, what are we trying to reinforce.
Hmm.
But with an open world game where your characters and players can go anywhere, and especially in a world like Nera where you've got high highs and low lows in terms of like, and a lot of tension and or a lot of relax. um, we wanted to make sure that we could kind of write songs that could be malleable, um,
Yes.
and write songs that wouldn't be like overbearing to a player. I think that's something that we really
Yes.
liked from the Breath of the Wild soundtrack, which is like to the nth degree, but also Valheim soundtrack in a way does a really nice job
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
it's there's sort of the music can be like present, but it's never pulling you away from what you're doing. Because often in a survival crafting game, there can be some like you're out there choring, you're cutting
Hmm.
down trees, and you're like
Yep.
digging
Making it work.
ditches, and you're kind of like doing work.
Yep.
Um, and I think it's tempting to write music that is more forward. Um,
Yes. Yes.
to try and like fill that space. But I think there's a sweet spot where you're drawing enough attention with what you're saying from the music, but you're not distracting the player from what they're doing. So yeah, we really wanted to kind of like, and speaking of spacious, I think one thing that is a really fun stage is you can write the song in your uh, digital audio workspace, and that's one thing. But once you plop it into the game and you hear
Yes.
the wind blowing through your song,
Hmm.
and you hear the
Hmm.
crickets chirping alongside of the
Yes.
flutes, and you hear the ocean kind of brushing up against the cello melodies, it gives it like, it really is a totally different experience. I think that's how you know, or I think we've found, Billy, is like when you can put a song, take it
Hmm.
from the sort of sterile environment of, not sterile, it's from the
Out of
workspace.
context. Out of
Yes, exactly.
context. Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
set it into the world of Nera, and you kind
Hmm.
of get to like put your hands off and watch it start to interact with the other systems. I think that's really like the make or break point. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think that is key, right? It's like you start off writing the music in a separate, program where, music creation happens, recording, using digital instruments, all sorts of, a combination of whatever, mood that you're trying to get. But I think it's, you get to a certain point, and I think a big part of Ben and I's workflow is, we get to a certain point and then we say, let's play this
Hmm.
under, let's play the game on top of this essentially. See how it feels, see how it works, see if there are any thorns or potentially even just great moments that you want to emphasize.
Hmm.
And so I think it's a thing where understanding how the music fits into the game, you're essentially writing the music for the world, and you're not just writing tracks that just play.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing, is like our goal is immersion, without being sleepy, because I think it's
Hmm.
really easy to fall so far into the background that it becomes this sort of just like a single note being held. Um you know whereas like I think, like Ben said, Breath of the Wild is like almost like the farthest end of the minimal spectrum, where they just hit you with a little piano once in a while or something like
Hmm.
that. But it's like I think it's really a lot of these pillars like sort of amount to immersion and supporting the world that you're playing in. And I think
Yes.
that's kind of what we want to support and push forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think
Yeah, do we want to
do
start
we
to
have
like break into some of like the? Oh yeah, we could take some questions if anyone has them, or we could
yeah,
also start
yeah,
to
yeah.
dive deeper into some of the instruments and the actual tracks too.
Yeah, this might be a good break for questions.
There was
Um
one earlier, which I think you'll probably get to a little bit
mhm.
in the later part. But basically asking like if there will be more rotating music or in general more ambient background music. They love when the music just plays in the background.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, just in the last day or two, Ben and I got some more music into the game. So for anyone who is actively playtesting the game, you will start to hear that in the coming weeks. And then also for anyone who is excitedly waiting to play early access, we will have some more music for you there as well. So
Yeah.
really looking forward to letting you guys hear what we've been doing. So yeah, I mean, are there any other questions or?
We haven't gotten any yet.
Okay.
Oh, well, there's some general questions. Shameless, we'll get to that at the end. I'll reserve some time for that.
Music questions.
Yeah, music questions.
I think, yeah, while we're waiting for questions, we can quickly kind of like just show this instrumentation lineup. Some of our we don't have to spend a bunch of time on this, but I think what's interesting about Nera is that they're, it is sort of a primordial, ancient, magical world. And so it's like some of these instruments are sort of our main inspiration for bringing that forward. Like we love mixing different flavors and cultures and textures and things like that, to really make sure that we're honoring, the places that they come from, but also to create a brand new world and a brand new sort of sound. And so I just thought, Ben and I thought it'd be interesting to kind of like preview some of these and show you some of the things that we like to use, that you'll hear in the score for the game. One of these is the Kora, which is a great instrument. And I actually have one here. We want to go back to
Oh yeah, I'm on your cam.
the cam here. And so it's like
It's so cool.
it's an instrument made from a gourd, that they basically made into a stringed sort of instrument.
Sour gourd.
Yeah, a sour gourd, exactly.
It's not sour, it's
Exactly,
sweet.
sour gourd. Yeah, exactly. So, there's just a lot of cool flavors you can sort of put together and take a lot of things that instrumentally like exist in reality and combine together to make something novel and magical in that way. So, just thought that was an interesting thing.
That's cool
I know
that you
we're
just have that one.
yeah, it's like I think that's part of as you saw Ben pull up the guitar at the beginning of the stream, like it just kind of comes with the territory of always having instruments around you that you can pull in when you have inspiration. You can do different tones and textures and things like that. So I thought that would be a cool thing to share. It's just
The longer we've been writing for this, I think the more instruments related
Yes.
to Nera have been started to collect in the studios.
Yes,
Cedar
yes,
flutes
100%.
and antler shakers and all these different textures.
Yeah. The amount of times I've Googled best chimes to to look for that are not used for your outdoor porch. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things. So just thought that was an interesting thing to share. I know we're starting to run a little short on time here, so we want to share some of these other things. I'll throw it over to Ben to play some tracks here.
Yeah, I think let's just look at. So we did all that basically prep work, and then it was basically time to start writing. And so I think what we'll do is just share a couple of our early sketches. We don't have to listen to the whole thing. These are sort of like very kind of preliminary, unmixed, but I think these are the first couple of songs that sort of got us feeling like, okay, I think we're on to something, and we kind of know about what this is like. So let's do Night Market first. We'll do it here, and we don't have to listen to the whole thing. I'll just cue you after, I don't know, X amount of seconds, and we can move on.
Hopefully you can hear it on the stream.
Yeah,
we're bringing in hang drum.
I hear a chime. The best chime.
We hear there's chimes. There's flutes. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, that was. I think once we had that piece, I think we were like, all right, we kind of know like this is a good starting spot. We know how to use certain instruments. We know which ones are what's good in the low end, what works up high. What do we want our lead instruments to be? How best to like deploy them as well, and how do we create like something that is both warm but also a little dark, but also inviting, but also mysterious. There's a lot of it's a sweet spot.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
between those that we have to kind of like hit. So let's move on to the next one. I think the next one we want to kind of maybe explore the slightly more mysterious side of things. I think this is interesting because you can hear how we're in the same world, but we're kind of on the flip side of things.
Yeah, kind of, you know, and I think we named it Dusk. It was like sort of this like, okay, you're delving deeper into this world. You're starting to maybe uncover things or find things or, really understanding the dichotomy of the world of Nera. You know, it's this beautiful, vast oceans, and wonderful environments, but then you've got this evil sort of closing in on this paradise. And so there's a lot of things that we kind of, these first two tracks are us experimenting with sounds, and these aren't tracks that are actually in the game. These are just early sketches for us. And so that
maybe
sort
someday
of
they will be. I mean,
maybe some
Night Market in game, please.
Yeah, we have been.
Come on.
Yeah, I think Night Market is definitely a fun one. And so we could add it in there. Steph's putting in a request now. But yeah, I think that sort of led us to this last track, which actually ended up in the game.
You've probably heard this so far.
Yeah, if you've played the game, it eventually resulted in this.
We were wondering what our main menu music was going to be. I think once we had this one, it was like, yeah, this is it. This is.
Feels like it also takes I could be wrong, but some like inspiration from like the trailer music too that we had a little bit. Some of like the tone of some of the.
Yeah, it was. It was finding the adventurous side, like it's the standing on the bow of the ship. It's heading out with a sense of purpose and a sense of confidence. I think it's one thing to write the sort of softer side, but we wanted to also we have to find the exploratory side, the adventurous side. And I think this was the piece that we felt really strongly that this is like, okay, this is how we want to approach this.
Yes. Yeah. And I think what's interesting about this one is that there's still a ton of room in this track. This track feels adventurous. It feels magical, but but it's not so big or so grand or so any of that it kind of just like your adventure ahead of you when you start the game. There's plenty of room to explore and build up and get into all of these adventures. There's a ton of like potential for you as a character. So,
should we take a look at a trailer track to see what maybe a full
sweet
looks like in the workspace?
Sure. Let's see.
Little rip.
Let me try to see.
So besides doing the in-game music, we've also written songs for the teasers and trailers so far, which is a kind of a whole different challenge because it's a linear track, right? Like we're not writing open world music anymore. We're writing like specifically a song that has a purpose, that is going to at 30 seconds, that's when the character, is going to summon the spirit. So we need to reinforce that. At 1 minute, we're going to hit the title. And so it's a sort of a whole different like challenge.
And balancing it with the sound effects in the trailers too.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
There's one really clean part of the trailer that it like makes my ears happy every time I hear it, where it's like the part where like the character is like parrying like an enemy attack and there's like a drum hit like kind of like right at the same time. It like feels so good. It's like the most satisfying part of the whole trailer somehow.
Yeah.
It like lines up so well with like the rhythm of like the combat in that part.
Can't seem to find it.
You can do it.
Intentional.
I think we're trying to find a video that they want to pull up. Just so you know.
Oh, yes.
People are just watching
Yes.
your camera.
Yeah. So let me do this. Let me pull up. Can we send this video to you, Steph, since you already...
Yeah. I think so. Might have to open Slack.
Yeah, I know we're running short on time, so we were thinking we would just at least show you this video.
Oh, please don't open my Slack. What are people gonna see? Okay, it's on the other monitor. Pew.
Hold on, hold.
Holding. Anyone got any good jokes? Nice guitars you have there, says Melody Rose
No.
Games.
Oh yeah. There's lots of good guitars there.
Billy's showing off.
I know.
Okay. Here is this. Oh wait, actually, should I send it in
You can send it wherever.
Discord?
I think. Oh yeah, it's just a URL. It's fine.
Yeah. So the cool thing about this is that, obviously we're running a little short on time, but we wanted to try to give you a little bit of BTS behind the trailer track that Ben and I wrote for a lot of the trailer stuff that you've probably heard in the last year. We have the privilege of also working on the marketing assets in addition to the in-game music. And so there's, a really cool ability for us to kind of tie all that together.
Looks like you can find this on the Hitbox Sounds TikTok.
Yes.
I like the juice.
Gotta have the juice.
This is kind of like, like an example of how some of these things, like you're saying, like the layers you kind of like work in as you're like building up the piece from like its like bass sounds to like this like fully orchestrated piece.
Exactly.
Also, I love the arpeggios. They're so good.
Yeah. Oh, and if you're in a pinch and you need to soar somewhere, that's your brother.
So Benny really liked the music. He decided to go nuts at that part.
Yeah. Beignet is ready to voyage.
One question actually came up that we did cover, but just to hit it real quick.
Sure.
Was did you try to limit yourself on what instruments you could use and how you chose them? Billy, did you want to recap that a little bit?
Yeah. I think the answer to that is generally yes. I think, depending on the mood we wanted to hit and things like that, we have sort of a, Ben and I kind of landed on this like base set of instruments that we really like, but I think like anything, like even when you're cooking a meal, you're going to add in like maybe like a little bit of
Mhm.
this spice this time or this spice this time. Even though you're going to start with meat and potatoes and all this kind of stuff. So it's like I think it's a kind of a limitation breeding creativity situation, but also sort of reaching for that extra spice whenever we needed to maybe drive home a certain feeling or mood. But generally, we really aimed for cohesion and immersion, and I think that's achieved by making sure that all of the instruments you have are, adjacent to each other throughout the
Mhm.
score.
And it's I think you should always trust your ear as much of like you can get to know your world and know exactly what it's supposed to feel like, I think, and have your ear be ready to hear things, because there's always a recontextualization or a new way to
Hmm.
play, an electric guitar that, you'd think an electric guitar couldn't really ever be in there. It's very like it's electric, it's not natural, but there are many ways to treat or play or approach a guitar like that that has a maybe a resonant quality that
Yeah.
we wanted to, that feels magical or feels true to the world. And so I think as long as your ear is ready to hear things and kind of like the sonic palette, it's always interesting to push your boundaries a little bit or open up the window and see what kind of flies in.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And I think, even that in that example, electric guitar is not something that we typically go to because the world is so organic and sort of magical and ancient. There isn't any like electricity or any of that kind of stuff that we're typically using in the game. But for instance, one of the tracks that plays in the first biome, the Embrace, at night, has a little bit of electric guitar in it because it really added to the magical vibe. So it's less about being like Ben saying precious about the instruments themselves and more of like understanding here's your base coat and how do we make this fit the target that we're going for.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
yeah.
Do you have any more questions about the music or sound design or anything like that for Ben and Billy? Got a lot of very positive comments about the music in the chat for sure.
I'll take that too. You can just do
Hey,
compliments.
yeah. You can just
Gas
we
them
don't have
up.
to say anything. You can just shower us with compliments. It's totally fine.
I see a question. How are you so great? Interesting.
It's really tough,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
Yep. I owe it all to my cedar flute.
Is the game soundtrack / score available anywhere, like Spotify?
Oh, we would love that. We definitely trying to figure out how to get the game into the world right now. But I think we will eventually want to do something like that. Ben and I will talk more about it, figure it out.
Horizons man to ask, how are you so great?
Well, it all started with
We'd have to go a whole another hour to talk about it.
that's true. Yeah, we're already over. We'll cover that in the next one.
Don't we
We
have
we
the
have a really great team and we have a really great world and a really fun game, so it makes it easy.
Yes.
It's easy to work. And fun to work.
100%. Yeah.
don't we have a
It,
loop coming soon?
it's easy. Oh yes, we do. I believe Ben is putting together ambience loop of our world on YouTube so that players can have it running in the background. Um, so I think that's
Yes.
something that you have to keep an eye out for.
I think that was a special request, right? From, was it Shady Lady?
I think so. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Lady Nix / Lady Nix.
Yeah. The rock enemy cough sound haunts me every night. That's funny.
All right.
Awesome. Well, so just to wrap up, if there, you guys, if you have any last questions while I'm doing the outro to this, definitely feel free. Shout them out. We'll try to get to them, but we're closing in on end of stream time. So just an FYI for all of our playtesters, we do have an update coming soon. We've been posting a lot of updates in the Alpha Updates channel, so please, please, please check that because there's a lot of important info. Please. Anyway,
Little music from Steph
I
there.
couldn't help
That's
it.
good.
And then I almost stopped in the middle, so then it was super out of tune. So I was like, wait, I shouldn't be doing this. Anyway,
great.
Went for
thank
it.
you. So we will have an update coming. We're a little late on it, but it will likely be coming Friday. Some very important action items if you are a playtester in the build right now. If you have imbued storage chests in your base and they have a bunch of stuff in them, please empty them. Put them into normal chests for the time being and delete your imbued storage chests. We will be removing them with the coming patch and replacing them with a revamped storage chest that should be unlocked for you automatically if you have the old ones unlocked. But if you don't move all of your stuff, it will all be deleted and you will be very sad. So please do that. I don't want to make you sad. And for people who had issues with the teleporter, as a reminder, the teleporter, if you completed the spirit encounter and didn't get the teleporter, unfortunately, we're not able to retroactively grant that to you. Thank you for everyone who reported that to us. It was really helpful to catch that bug, and we have fixed it, but it is not repairable on your save file. So you will have to start a new save file if you cannot live without the teleporter. If you did not rescue that spirit, or if you had already successfully unlocked the teleporter, you don't need to worry about that announcement. But if you are one of the poor people who rescued that poor spirit, I'm sorry. But if you want the teleporter, you'll have to reset. All of those announcements are in the Discord, though, so make sure to check that out. And if you have any questions about it or anything we can do to help you, since there's a couple of bumps in our journey to save data, please feel free to ask us anything. And we'll have some patch notes soon. And there's a lot of really cool updates coming. So really looking forward to getting that out to you. Last check to see if there's any questions. Cheery, do you have anything else that we want to end the stream with?
Nope. Patch is tomorrow. Yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to making sure the patch gets out tomorrow.
Back to work. No, but yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in, for asking so many great questions. I really hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes peek at how we make music. And also I hope you're excited about the creator programs. Again, if you have any questions about any of this content, if you're watching the VOD later, you can ask in the Ask the Devs channel, and we'll try to get to you. But otherwise, thanks for tuning in, and I hope we'll see you next time. And thanks,
Yeah,
Ben,
thanks.
Billy, Cheery.
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank you. Thanks for having us. Thanks for everybody who was watching, and reach out on Discord if you have any other questions after the stream.
Woohoo!
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to raid someone, Cheery, huh?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Please do it. You're not off yet, Ben and Billy. I mean, if you exit Discord, you'll be off, but
Just
we haven't.
waving and smiling.
Yeah, just act happy. Wait, actually, Ben, play us a sea shanty.
You want just off the top of my dome?
Yeah, that was actually the first question in the chat at the beginning.
I
but-
saw that. I saw a sea shanty. I think this is a little more country western.
I'll take it.
Oh, mystery chord.
We're gonna raid Revealing Too Much. He has sent
Oh.
us raids before. He's playing Dune right now, but yeah.
Woohoo! Let's go watch Revealing Too Much play some Dune.
Okay,
So many raiders.
Thanks, everybody.
we're ready.
We're out. Catch you next time.
Bye.
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 Bye.